time.
Fast time.
All right, all right. That's enough, Rob.
What?
You know the bit. We're live now.
Yep. I don't believe you.
I was explaining on my terrarium hobby tips.
Oh yeah, Rob legit lives in a terrarium.
He does. Yeah.
It's heated. It's got a humidifier. There's a fireplace. There's a glass. There's encased in glass.
Plants. There's plants.
It's glass. You can see the outside. It's like humidity in there.
I've got climate. I got it all, man.
Yeah, it's like the perfect.
Even got a TV.
Perfect humidity, greenhouse effect.
Mealworms delivered like 2 times a day.
Yeah.
Just got to push a button.
Go boy in chat. Let me move some of these names around real quick.
Yes,
Was
Kenny.
the thermostat
Kenny was
at Bourbon and Bolter set at 98 degrees. I don't think so. It was comfortable.
Probably, I would say like for Rob's safety.
Oh, that's what he's talking about. Okay.
Oh, here? No, it's I think it's 68 right now because it's pretty chilly out.
Ain't trying to waste that money.
The annex porch used to be a porch, now it's a sunroom. That has a mini split in it, so you can pretty much keep the heat going because it just uses reverse refrigeration, not like rumble strips or heat strips. So that's nice.
Yep. Kara Quinn said he talked to Brad today. He was bummed he missed out, but he's on the mend.
Yes, I was sad when I heard that.
Absolutely. Kara Quinn, Mateo, Rat Pace. What's up, man? Get people loading in all over the internets.
Yep.
So, our show notes don't exist tonight. We're talking about.
We got notes.
Oh, I thought you weren't going to write anything.
Well, no, I mean, like, what to talk about, just the normal stuff, news, and then the stuff we talk about on the phone.
Yeah. So we're gonna recap the event, and then we're gonna also talk about the new big event coming up, Longboard Doubles.
Huzzah.
So we will begin this show whenever Rob wants to, and then me and Haspel have a lot of things to talk about, or what we got into last week. If you want us to talk, do you want us to talk about it right after you bring us in, before the news or after the news?
Probably after the news, because then we could talk about like topics and stuff, like what people want to.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Because we can just kind of split it up.
Okay. Stand by.
I'm just getting somewhere.
No show notes, no problem. Long Guinness.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do it live.
That clip is so legendary. So good.
Almost as good as Boom Goes the Dynamite.
Yeah.
What is... Haspel, I put together a Nightbringer.
Oh, nice.
It's a pretty cool model. I think you'll like it if you get one.
I will probably get one. I will probably get that and Fulgrim. The Fulgrim model looks pretty dope.
Oh yeah, he's sick.
Facts.
Wait. Like yeah. More reasons than one.
But I can actually use the Nightbringer. I won't. I'll just paint Fulgrim.
That Nightbringer is a savage, dude. He looks so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's everything we ever wanted it to be.
Truly is. It's how I imagined he always looked until I see how he used to look.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, what?
I was like, damn, this guy's trash.
I was talking to local store person and about the new one, and they're like, yeah, I got the resin one. I was like, the resin one? Forge World made one?
Oh, the
And
fine
they're like-
cast? Oh.
And they're like, no, it's the normal one. And I'm like, what? and then it dawned on me it was Finecast, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you never had a pewter? Oh, I guess that makes
I bet
sense.
that scythe slaps in resin.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
definitely not twisted around and like a flag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I'm ready. Let me jump over to Cam. Did you put the chat, the link for the chat in here?
Hmm. I put it in
Okay,
the
I see
Somebody's
Facebook.
it. Yep.
asking about the Red Corsairs.
Yeah, they're news. We'll bring them up. Aussie Jedi.
I didn't see the comment, but we can talk about it.
I mean, isn't it news?
Yeah, Maelstrom stuff, sure. I mean, kind of.
I'll interject for sure.
Yeah. All right. Which camera am I on? So
Camera
many
2.
cameras. So many cameras.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Yeah. Well, this is the Long War. I'm Rob Bear, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Mike Haspel. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Greetings and felicitations.
So, Kenny infiltrated my cat command center over the weekend. I think he fixed my camera. I think I look sexy.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody can confirm.
I sat down at his desk. Bro, I saw the desk in person. Haspel. It legit was maxed out on the browser tabs across 2 or 3 browsers. Across I want to say like a 4-foot wide curved screen.
Nice.
It
It's
was,
the screen's this big.
Yeah.
I can't even fit it on the camera.
it's so ludicrous. I was like, oh my God. I sat down, went into my drive, found my old camera software, like I had to like remove some shit on his shit, put a new shit on there, got everything up to spec, fixed his camera problems. But it was like, I felt like I was literally in a spaceship.
Awesome.
You were in a spaceship.
Yep. You just didn't know it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's-
He landed on Earth in this spaceship and then built a little house around his, his
Yep.
terrarium spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to put a concrete pad in here to support it.
Yeah. I saw the sump pump in your basement.
Yep. It's all true. The best places to hide things are in plain sight, y'all.
Now I see it. Now I understand what I'm. Yeah, nice, solid Men in Black reference. Tight. Well, so Bourbon and Bolters happened over the last week. Nothing like it's ever occurred before. We'll definitely speak on that.
Yeah.
Haspel was there. It was a blast. I
It
got
was
to
great.
actually sit in on one of his
Really good.
one shots. It was amazing. We're going to
looked
discuss
fun.
Long War doubles, and we also have an interesting topic we're going to bring up toward the end, where Rob Bear cleverly used AI to load up all of our shows we've ever done, Mike, all the titles, and then had it extrapolate essentially a list of things we don't talk about enough.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to float some of those to the audience toward the end of the show. It's wild.
But don't
right?
worry, guys. We're never going to use AI in our design process,
I mean, I might.
and just let it drift off.
No, he
And
used
hope,
it.
and hope the shareholders don't ask any questions.
This is how he used it, Haspel. He used it like Star Trek. He was like, computer,
I did.
can you please catalog a list of all Long War Warhammer 40K podcasts from the early 2000s, 15-year run? Can you compile a list of show episodes, and can you give me a list of topics they never discussed? Like, it's literally, that's what he did.
And I mean, it can't. In theory, I could have talked to it, and it would have talked back to me if I had that
Right.
enabled. That's the scary part.
Bro, it was
Yeah.
like he used it exactly like how like Jordy LaForge would have used it.
And it
Like-
probably came back and said Haspel needs to talk more about the failure of Star Trek and Star Wars.
Yeah, that's definitely a topic.
I'll have to check the recommendation.
Which I'm glad you brought up because that'll come up in our Bourbon and Bolters talk. So
Sure.
without further ado, let's jump into the news cycle and then let's push through.
Oh, that's me. Back
See.
to me, y'all. All right. Well, let's talk about some stuff real quick. Haspel will appreciate this. So why you peasants were at your Bourbon and Bolters? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for fucking yeah. We're the peasants.
Yes, yes. We took a little time off here, and my girlfriend and I did some cool stuff. We got another cat. We went to a cat cafe. We got another cat, so now we're back up to cat capacity with 3. And one of the other things that I thought would be fun is we went and saw Lord of the Rings in the theaters again for the
Yes.
25th anniversary. And they actually had it playing so you could watch them all if you wanted to. So you could see the 1 p.m. uh uh fellowship, and then Two Towers at I think it was 6:30, and then 9:30
Bro, did
was
anybody do it all?
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
sure.
know.
I'm sure
I'm
people
sure they
did. Yeah.
did. The
Yeah.
theater there might have been I don't know 10 or 15 people in the theater because it was like a Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Like
Yeah.
like whatever. But we went up and did a little shopping and stuff, and that was fun.
Damn.
But the cool thing about it was Peter Jackson. I don't know if you can find this Haspel, but Peter Jackson had like an intro, like, "Hey, thanks for coming out and watching this," and it was pretty recent because he was talking about, stuff he just did at Christmas, and this was
Right.
like a week ago, so like it's pretty fresh, and he was going over like he's like, I didn't quite understand why they wanted to do this because, we've already done all this before. And then I was talking to somebody and they were like, oh, I can't wait for this because I never got to see it in theaters. And he's like, and then it dawned on me.
Yeah. We're
I was
old.
like,
There are
yeah.
people who have never seen Lord of the Rings in the theater.
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't recognize him at first,
Because
but
he
it
looks
was
so old.
because he
Yeah.
looks, I was like, who's this old dude? And then I was like, oh my God, it's Peter Jackson. And
Yeah.
then, and he was talking about, like how he was kind of comparing like how people wanted them to fail, like predating social media, because they were like New Line Cinema was like new, and people were like rooting for them to fail, and every little setback was like a big deal, and it was very worrisome.
Yeah.
But then he kind of went over like the whole thing where uh they debuted it, they got him to like edit. They're like, we need like 30 minutes to show at the Cannes Film Festival that year, and I think I remember seeing some of this on MTV at the time too.
Hmm.
Um, it was the Moria sequence.
Yeah. Yep.
It,
It was the Bridge of Khazad-dûm.
yeah,
Yep.
it was like I guess the one they did at cons was like 29 minutes. He was like that was perfect because it was the whole Moria sequence. And he said after they teased it, it basically like shut everybody up, right?
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
were like,
Yeah. Sit
when do
down,
we get it?
motherfuckers. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like,
Well, I
oh,
remember. I remember when they announced they were doing it. I got so pumped, and then they said Peter Jackson was the director, and I liked his films at the time. But he had directed in the U.S. It's called Brain Dead,
Yeah.
which is a super gory zombie movie,
mhm.
and then The Frighteners, and The Frighteners was good.
Awesome.
Oh,
But I
Frighteners
was
was
just
good.
like, I don't know if the dude who directed Brain Dead is the guy to direct the Lord of the Rings. I'm like, I was wrong.
Yep,
So
we were all wrong. And
I remember shutting up when I saw the very first trailer and they showed
But he was,
Baghdad, and
but
I
he had
was
been
like,
shopping it so hard. Like we didn't know
oh yeah,
anything.
yeah,
We didn't know anything about him. We didn't know that like it was his
well,
life's ambition.
Weinstein was involved.
he was in the credits.
That's who was the original producer of Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings, was Harvey Weinstein, and
Yep.
he wanted to cut it down to 2 movies and then one movie, one 3 hour long movie. And when they brought it to New Line, they had invested a bunch of money, and then he gave them like 2 weeks to shop it around. And he went to New Line Cinema, and the New Line Cinema was the only guy who said, "Why are you making like 2 movies when there's 3 books? Like it should be 3 books."
Yeah.
And then he made a unilateral decision that would have almost bankrupted the studio if it had not succeeded. Like,
Yep. He talked about all that. So if you can find that or if you can go see it, it's definitely worth. I'm not gonna say the rest of the stuff he said, but
yeah, yeah, I will go. I'll go to trying to find it.
and
I
he
have this really. There's a really really good book called Anything You Can Imagine, which is the making of the Lord of the Rings,
mhm,
and it is a phenomenal book. And
I
I
bet.
would recommend getting the audiobook because the guy who does the audio actually imitates. He doesn't try to imitate everyone's voice so it doesn't sound like them, but he imitates their accents. So when he's saying like Sean Bean said this, it sounds like Sean Bean.
Mhm.
When he says Peter Jackson says this, it's in a Kiwi accent. He did a really really good job.
Yep.
I, you had me an audiobook.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Really really good.
So that was definitely worth doing. Let's talk about a little bit of news, of course. So we got some new exclusives for the events. So obviously, if you're going to Adepticon, you'll be able to scoop up that new Cities of Sigmar model or the newest Cadia stands model as well. Um, usually, you can get those at Adepticon. And they sometimes have a limit, but they didn't the past couple of years. I don't, but you could only get one at a time, but you could go back through the line and buy more if you wanted to, which I don't know. I did it. I did it one year and I didn't want them. I ended up not wanting them and I sold them and I got like gas money, so that was nice. uh, so look for those at least at the U.S. Opens and of course Adepticon. I think that's the first big event you'll be able to get them at coming up this year. And of course, there's new store exclusives as well for this year. And then there's curiously they put out another one. It's a Demon Smith, and if you spend over $100, you can get that guy. So they kind of did. They rolled out like the first bonus, like if you spend extra X amount of money, mini, which they hadn't done since like COVID. When they remember they gave those Catachan models to stores,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
tried
Yep.
to try to like kind of get folks in the store. I don't know why they didn't do it to independent stores, why they're just G Dub only, but I don't know. I don't know the reason they do half the things they do, but here we are. So look for that here very shortly as well. I guess the big news on Monday, they like to do these Monday teasers, is they put out four of the seven Rumor Engine teasers into one model for the Iron Warriors, which is that new Warsmith. That at first
Oh,
I looked at them.
let me tell it. I was there for this, Mike.
Yeah,
Chilling in the terrarium, like side seats, just playing on my phone, and he's just over there, just sighing loudly and harumphing. I'm like, what's wrong, man? He's like, man, these motherfuckers, they did it. And I walk over, look at his screen, and he's looking at this Iron Warriors Warpsmith. He's like, this is Perturabo. Look what they fucking did. Because it's exactly Perturabo's armor. It's like,
Oh,
because
wow.
that's how he looks. That's his whole. They're
yeah,
all unadorned in that modified Cataphracti armor, I guess. And I was like, I don't know. It says Warpsmith right here, dog, but it does say Perturabo in like the first sentence under it. So like
yeah. So I was just like,
he saw bold Perturabo, looked at model, was literally about to break out of his cage. He's about to break this right. He was losing his, and he pulled his Joy Toy Perturabo. He's like, this is rage. And then when
Rage.
he read the article, he's like, okay, this is okay. And then he
yeah,
looked at
this is
then he
fine.
looked at the upgrade spruce, and he was like, okay, because you know how he is with his Iron Warriors.
Yeah.
Like he was on the edge, y'all. Like,
I was a little upset at first, but nah, it all worked out. So I think the Warsmith's a cool model, and it definitely puts the other one to shame. I feel like,
yeah, the other one's like okay,
yeah,
no
this one's
doubt,
more than okay.
but this one is like he reminds me of Chaos. Like this one is like, what's up? Like I would
This
instantly sub my Warsmith out for this guy.
Yeah, this one perfectly okay for a Warsmith. Not okay if it was Perturabo, but there's still some hope because the one of the rumor engines is like there's like a cape with like a even more fancier foot. So it could be still, might not be. We don't know.
And the upgrade spruce slabs.
Hope is the
Yeah, the
first step on
upgrades.
the road to disappointment.
Yep.
That's a true statement.
Well, I think when we start giving up hope, that's the end. So let's not do that.
So that's an infinite feedback loop,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So that was a wild ride on Monday, but definitely like the previews and very very cool to see. So hopefully that kind of segues into what I want to talk about with the roadmap situation, so to speak. So we know that there's two more campaign books coming out. We know that there's the Maelstrom with a whole bunch of Maelstrom releases and box sets and things. We suspect there's going to be an Eye of Terror campaign book of some sorts because last time they did 5 books leading to 10th. This time we know there's two, possibly more. So I don't see why the Eye of Terror wouldn't be. If they're putting Red Corsairs rules in the Maelstrom, then they're probably going to do that for Iron Warriors. It seems to me that they're trying to kind of emulate what they're doing with Marines, where there's like major codexes and then there's like little faction updates, and that's kind of what the Corsairs and possibly the Iron Warriors. I don't know who else they could do. Maybe Word Bearers, Alpha Legion. There is an Alpha Legion rumor engine out there. Could be. We don't know. But when you start plotting all this stuff out on the map, we just got the Chaos Battle Forces. Those actually release on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. But then when you think about it, February only has 2 more weeks after that, and we have a bunch of Age of Sigmar releases to come out still. Of course, we got the Maelstrom stuff to come out, and then if they're going to do the Eye of Terror, I would imagine that we saw 500 Worlds in January, so I'd imagine we're going to see Maelstrom in February, which means Eye of Terror in probably March. Now the big thing, and I went on record, Wyatt was like, "Hey, they're going to show uh, Sigmar at Adepticon, the new Sigmar," and I'm like, "No, they won't. They never show new editions at Adepticon because they have Warhammer Fest." And what I didn't know was that they weren't going to do Warhammer Fest anymore. Uh, so in 2024,
Oh, wow.
they did show the new edition of Sigmar at Adepticon.
Mm.
So, and then we got weeks of previews after that, leading up into the launch of Sigmar. But with other side games like Heresy, they don't focus that much on them because we didn't get the first like new Heresy previews until like June. So what I think is going to happen, they're going to preview 40K at Adepticon, and then we're going to get a bunch of previews leading up to the big drop in June, or late July or early July. It just kind of depends. Which means they need to get these campaign books out. So we'll probably see the Eye of Terror in March, end of March, right around Adepticon. Actually, they could do another one, like maybe another book in April. I don't know, but I think when you got a new edition of the game, that kind of takes over the whole news cycle for like months. So it's really hard to say, but I would imagine we'll see all these campaign books, at least three of them, out by Adepticon time, um, which is very exciting all the way around. Because if we get the first teasers for 11th edition at Adepticon, I think it's going to be kind of groundbreaking because we haven't seen anything that big at Adepticon
How do you
previews
think
before.
the Red Corsairs fits into the 11th edition?
Well, I think they're going to put out some rules and they'll be valid, because we saw with the Ultramarine stuff, they put it all out for free, and that was kind of I kind of talked. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about they're kind of pulling back the paywalls, right? Like if you think about it, not all the paywalls, but some of the paywalls they definitely seem to be softening on because we got all the rules up front for the 500 world stuff, both Ultramarines and Necrons. So we'll probably see the all the Red Corsair stuff and Eldar also posted up very very soon. We got 40K rules before the box set even came out for Shadowhunt. So the sister stuff and the new Raptors stuff was already released like weeks before it even came out, which is kind of shocking. Um, but then going back to the reverse paywall sort of thing, they could have very easily put that new Necron character in the Necron battalion and called it a battle force and done the whole like paywall thing, right? But they didn't. They put it out separate, which is very curious. And another curious thing was they did the same thing for the most recent Nurgle Magakin release. Instead of doing an army box with like the book and all the cards and everything, you could get it all separate, all at once, whatever you wanted. Book, Nurgle Dude, the new Festus, whatever. It was all there, ready to go. And it's kind of crazy. And the only thing, if I recall correctly, on the schedule now is Custodes will start in the box. And I think, that's just money on the table sort of deal, or maybe was already in the product release cycle. So whether they're actually kind of softening the whole paywall thing or not, it's just an interesting set of circumstances that cross platform or cross game releases were very much not paywalled recently.
Yeah, which is a step in the right direction if they continue
A
that trend.
hundred percent.
Yeah,
I mean, because they
we
still
don't
sold.
see. We don't just hate on GW on this podcast. We have
No,
historically dedicated our lives to their fucking IP, and we call them out sometimes, and we also, commend them on other times, and that's a great move. Could have easily just stolen money from us because we would have bought that shit, like, but they didn't.
yeah. So I don't know. Going forward, who knows? Who knows what we'll see? But it's a very interesting set of a set of events and precedents here very recently. So will we get an 11th preview at Adepticon? I don't know, but it'd be really nice. So that's kind of the schedule and roadmap sort of things. Exclusives, all the info on the Iron Warriors. I did want to mention with Adepticon coming up, I did an article recently that Games Workshop abandoned Twitter/X, and it was actually around Adepticon last year was their very last post on Twitter. I don't know why. I don't know if it's they don't agree with the platform or it's just simply a setting in some sort of automation that they didn't realize wasn't flipped, which seems like going on a year of not noticing that is a little silly. But they definitely haven't posted anything over there, which seems like a huge miss on the social media side of things.
Strange.
Very strange. That's but that's all I got on the news side.
Okay. Let me start off by immediately saying we are changing our podcast schedule.
There it is.
We're moving to Thursdays.
Back to Thursday.
Back to Thursdays. My wife's looking at me because I didn't tell her.
You didn't tell her?
Oh, because I forgot until you told me 5 minutes ago. We're moving to Thursdays. So that means
This was not my idea, by the way.
So I'm just saying I'm saying this for you guys and my wife, which means I have now recovered Wednesdays back into the schedule. And I won't be podcasting on Wednesdays anymore. So we have a whole Wednesday night now to watch Fallout.
Oh, I heard it was good.
It's amazing. Oh, it's over now.
You can always go back and rewatch them.
Excuse me. So things changed for Wyatt and his play group, so we're just moving things around. But so that just means also any of my students listening, like we're switching. Like now you can't book on that day. We're not because we're podcasting on that day. My stream schedule is unaffected by this change, and as you guys recall, we usually historically for many years streamed on Thursdays, which is closer to Friday, which is better for the news cycle. So, big announcement.
I'm excited.
Now, let's kick it over to Mike Haspel. Let's talk about Bourbon and Bolters. Tell me about your experience at the event.
First of all, I was just telling my buddy about this. I owe Kenny an apology because I've known Kenny for many years. And I know Kenny is the dude I play 40K with and bullshit with and all this stuff, right? I had not met Kenny, the world-class artist and instructor, until Bourbon and Bolters. And then I got to experience that. And I was just like, oh, like he's on a fucking different level. Like, so that was really cool to see.
Thank you for saying that. That warms my heart, Mike Haspel.
Yeah, to see the professionalism and the knowledge that you had when you're like, because I'm like, man, I know how to airbrush. I'm just gonna sit in Kenny's class as like moral support. I already know what he's gonna say. And then he started talking. I was like, I don't know any of this shit. I was like, holy crap. I was just like, wow. Like, it was really cool. It was a very different experience.
I appreciate that coming from you. You're one of the early guys who introduced me to even the idea of using it on miniatures.
Yeah.
Way back at Complete Games and Hobbies in Colorado Springs on Tejon Street. back in the Dizzy, and I appreciate your kind words as someone I respect. So let me flip some kind words back to you. I thought I met Mike Haspel, the 40K player, not the prolific storyteller, as he was writing his first book. And he did a storytelling seminar. We had multiple class offerings and things you can sit in on. And I was like, I don't know how well this will do what it would do at our event, honestly. But I was like, I don't know. But we have a Black Library published author, where I'm a 40K author at a 40K event. It might matter. Yeah. And it was one of the most well-received modules that we had, and people came out of that blown away. Every single person told me how much they enjoyed it. And he talked about Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, it's easy because like everybody knows about it. So it's a good common common thing we can hit
Matt
on.
Butcher came up to me and he's like, bro, this guy's like a storyteller master. I was like, yeah, he is. He's like, everyone was like, I want to watch his movie. Like it was wild. So like, I mean, those are just two of the offerings, of the event. Haspel to leave like Thursday.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had to leave Thursday, and because the airport was a little bit further than we expected, I had to leave like mad early.
Yeah.
I had originally planned to leave like Thursday afternoon, but that didn't work out.
It was an amazing event.
It was really cool.
It was so fucking cool. We took we registered. We had to go to Rob's house.
Mm-hmm.
We had to pack up the shit. We had to rent a second Ram 1500 just for the beer. I soloed in the dark of nights, raining the whole time, entire truck of beer to the Outer Banks. It was a lot of work to trucking all that stuff in a rainstorm. Got everything set up. Shout out to Bazooka Games. Everything was queued up, and then we started doing registration on Monday. Got all the attendees in. Mike showed up that night, I believe.
Yeah, I showed up Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night, and party began, and people were playing games all weekend. But we had bartenders. We had incredible fruit spreads. We even did a home cooked meal one day. We finished off with a hibachi menu. It was out of control. So anybody who an attendee or curious about the event, we are going to be doing pre-sales hopefully in February for the next one with first right of refusal VIP offerings to the previous attendees. So look for that. A survey is coming to people's mailboxes very soon on how we can improve the event, because we did learn a lot, Mike.
Yeah, there were lessons learned. There
always are.
Like, I think I'm going to go harder on the narrative next time. I had play tested this stuff, but it was like, I think it needs its own like separate missions that build, you know what I mean, over the course of the event.
But that's actually, I pulled a lot of people for chats,
mm-hmm.
and I did a lot of investigating on what people wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of seems like what they want is a kind of crusade all week, drop the night tournament. And,
well, then we
Blaster.
can go harder. Yeah, we can go harder on the crusade elements. I kind of used some of the crusade elements, but didn't go like full bore. Mm-hmm. But if we played like twice the number of games,
people want to play one game with unlimited time per day. They want to have a buffet offering of classes to jump in and out of. They don't want to feel like they're missing a damn thing. So we learned a lot, and we're going to have surveys being filled out soon. I got to play personally a few games. I even got to play one of Mike's Crusade games, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was beyond fantastic. I never experienced anything like that in my life. Like, it was preposterous. Like, it was outlandish. I mean, I feel like I almost had to, like, this is real. Like, I feel like I had to, like, get used to being a civilian life again. Like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, seriously, after 10 days of that shit, when I came home, I feel like I was, like, not, like, suitable for the real world anymore. Like, I feel like I had to, like, decompress.
Mm-hmm.
It was so wild. Like it's still coming down from it.
It was a lot of fun. One of the other lessons learned, and I know this is going to sound negative, but that's how I kind of deal with things, is like, what can I fix instead of what went well, because what went well like works. We did a one-shot RPG that was an absolute blast.
It was so good.
But there were like, I think 16 people playing.
Too many people, yeah.
So I would want to do 2 sessions of it,
which we can do. Hopefully, we had our first big meeting today, post event. We've got some ideas to make those offerings more viable, and so
because I felt bad. Agree. There were some people that, like, they were playing, they were participating, but they didn't get to do a whole lot, which is never ideal.
No, because it's too many. It's too many people to really follow a turn sequence.
Yeah, so if we could, like, cut it to like 8 people max,
and there were not just mics, but there were multiple one shots. I mean, there
Oh
was
yeah, yeah,
there's lots of things going on. The bar was full. People were playing Commander. It was
yeah.
wild.
There was a lot.
And the last
Mm.
thing that I will personally say on it is this is the first time I got Haspel in here. So Haspel donated this old Rogue Trader era plaque.
Yeah,
You know, the old hammer, sword, and skull plaque.
Oh
yep,
yeah.
He donated it for the Crusade, and then he left, and I had to give it out. So as we were figuring out the awards, I was looking through our trophies that we had Chad make us, and I was like, man, I already have all the Crusade trophies.
Oh wow.
Like I already have all of them. I already have everything. They look great. And I'm like, what do I do with this prestigious prize? And then it hit me, Mike. The Mike Haspel Award of Excellence.
Oh yeah.
And I did. And so we figured out the guy, and there was a guy who came all the way from Alaska.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm not going to dox anybody. He played all his
Yeah.
games. He didn't really win any. In good spirits the whole weekend. Very fun-loving guy. Made a lot of friends. And I gave the whole history of the award.
Yeah.
And I was like, it started back in the 40K Wrecking Crew days.
Yep.
Mm.
And though Mike Haspel has renamed the prize, Never Give Up, Never Surrender,
Yep.
right? And he doesn't necessarily endorse my usage of his name in the usage of this prize. I give the whole history of it. And I was like, so he donated this, and it went over extremely well. The winner was extremely happy.
Awesome.
It was so couldn't have planned it better, man. Like having that trophy donated from the man himself, who
Yeah.
the prize is named after.
That is awesome. That makes me feel really good.
Like it was awesome, man.
But yeah, Kara Quinn was asking about the whiskey. We had a distillery. It was called Sergeant's Valor, the whiskey, and it
Mhm.
was phenomenal. Like
That was
really,
the Beehawk.
the which one?
That's Beehawk.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
we went on the tour.
Oh yeah.
Rob took us to the tour of the Beehawk Distillery, veteran owned and operated. They're currently a sponsor of our podcast. We have a commercial that's coming out soon. The tour was amazing. But Battle
Really
Mogadishu
good.
Survivor.
Really good.
If you ever, for example, if you ever watch Black Hawk Down, I think there is a scene where an RPG goes through a helicopter.
hmm
It was him, that guy, the
Wow.
guy in the helicopter who survived.
Wow.
That's who made our whiskey.
Wow.
Like that's how legit that fucking whiskey is.
That whiskey was delicious. The beer was
Mhm.
delicious. Regrettably, the Hatchet Brewery didn't make it,
Yeah.
but their beer was really really good.
We did get to consume their last run, and we also donated some to Black Stallion. And so
Awesome.
maybe another attendee or a guest will get to partake.
Nice. And the venue was ridiculous.
Mm.
Like it was ideal. I know it's like a wedding venue or whatever, but it was like ideal for our event. It was like perfect. The common areas were well suited. We had like 2 bars. The food spreads that
Oh man, they look
Art
so
and
good.
Ronan put out. Oh my gosh, man! It was stupid. There was a curry tuck, right? That was the barbecue.
Yeah, it was.
Curry tuck barbecue.
Bro.
They made like a burnt tip sandwich thing,
Mm.
and you could add sauce to it, but it was just meat on a bun, and it needed nothing. It was perfect.
The food was outlandishly fancy beyond belief.
Mhm.
The booze was
Yep.
flowing. The games are rolling. Everyone had a fun time, and nothing like it's ever happened before. Like, and we did have coverage of it. Dan and his crew were there, so there'll be some videos coming out soon, so you guys can all see what it was like. Moving away from that topic, that's everything.
Art of War too.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah,
Jack
he
Harvester.
he did a couple classes. I only got to sit in on one, and I remember like 10 minutes in, I was like, no wonder I lose at 40K all the time. I'm playing a game, and this guy's not playing a game.
Having the resource of Art of War in person
Yeah,
was
that was
incredible.
really good.
Truly, I learned a lot. It was incredible, and look forward to that for the future. Like we have a winning model, guys. The next thing
Mhm.
is Long War Doubles opened up more tickets. Is that accurate?
I think they filled the wait list, and I haven't heard if they said they are, but I haven't heard for sure.
We might be hitting 400 players, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. That's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So Longward doubles might be around 400 players. Go check to see what your waitlist status is. If you're still on the waitlist, still show up. We usually get people in. To this date, we have never failed at it.
That is true.
So it's been a decade.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty crazy. That's a top 1% event in volume.
Uh, I mean, that's a lot of people. Yeah, I cover the our tournaments every week, and I'm always going through looking at the head counts, and I mean, there isn't very many over 200, and there's definitely a lot fewer that are like four. So, but it is a team event, so that makes sense.
Which is always why we chose it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's big news. Let's do a commercial break, and then after that, let's go into our final topic. And we're back. So let's talk about this Star Trek level computer software you ran.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Star Trek Magic Set.
God, this guy.
I'm not making that up.
So,
Um,
what topics do we need to talk about more?
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Um, it didn't like one of your clickbait titles. It couldn't figure out where it
Was it
was.
the one where I did a live interview with Kathleen Kennedy?
No. I forgot about that. What number was it? It was like
Oh, that was a while ago.
that was a while.
Yeah, it
It
was years ago.
was here it is. It was the title. It was episode 95. Stop playing 40K, not clickbait. The robots did not like that one.
No.
I had to figure out where it fit. It didn't. It's like I don't know what this is, and I was like, all right,
AI
I'll
was
figure
like,
it
yo,
out.
I'm insulted by this title.
Yeah. Stupid
It, it,
clangers.
sh- it sure was. There was a couple episodes before the Phantom Inch, extending the Phantom Inch.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
When we first got engagement range.
yeah, an eighth.
Yeah.
Ah, good times. So I threw all this stuff into Chat GPT to be like, hey, what do we need to cover more of? And so the date range, believe it or not, was May 21st, 2015 through January 15th, 2026. So
Wow.
11 years, give or take. Um, it says 40K dominates the titles. Events show up regularly, especially LVO and Adepticon. Go figure.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. The biggest stuff we haven't talked about that we could is narrative play, Crusade campaigns, escalation,
Okay.
small format 40K formats, combat patrol leagues, boarding actions. That other you guys played a what's that? The play on tabletop version of 40K, the 500 point thing.
Kill team? Or
No, what was it? I thought y'all played it out there at Bourbon and Bolters. With it's got a
oh
Coliseum.
yes, yeah, yeah. It's got a coliseum.
What is that called?
Oh man,
I forget.
it's on the tip of my tongue.
I know Kenny knows when he's not getting yelled at in the background. Well, anyways, we definitely didn't talk about that either, but I learned a lot about that format. Just not what it's called apparently. Skill clinics, movement, deployment, target priority, trading, um, hobby that is practical, which I was kind of surprised by because I feel like that's kind of what we started this thing for. Airbrushing, speed workflows, basing, transporting armies, event prep, um, but almost no like actual do this than that sort of thing. Side games we don't really talk about unless it's Titanicus, and I've given up the ghost on that one, I guess, sadly. And then like faction deep dives, which I kind of understand because we all have our kind of our factions we play. So if it's not one of those, we're probably not going to talk about it. But I think, oh yes, yeah, Coliseum, you got it. Yeah, Shadow Spear or Shadespire definitely.
Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of died out here. I
Yeah,
still maintain that Warhammer Underworlds is the best game that GW has ever made.
it was pretty good, but then when they tried to like milk it with the seasons and shit, I was just like, bro, I got other games I can play that do this.
Yeah,
And I mean, you
but
know, there's
mechanically and everything, I think it's the most it's the best game they've ever made.
yeah,
Yeah,
100% super enjoy. I mean, I've enjoyed a lot of their side games, and they're always very well done for the most part. And it's kind of a disservice that like it's very hard. You got to really sell people on them to get any traction in your
yeah,
area. And I just saw it with another store here locally that the main guy that always organized all their 40K play and things got deployed, so like their whole like play group and things fell apart, which is kind of how it goes, sadly.
yep, yep.
But
I'm
uh,
glad they actually came out with a Steam version because I can still play it like whenever I want. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You're limited by factions and whatever, but it's like there's enough variety that I can. Oh, let me get a game of Shadespire and I can play it. So
bro,
I'm like, okay.
so I so enjoyed that game. Gosh, that and Titanicus, but
All my Titanicus stuff is on eBay right now, unfortunately.
is it like painted or new in
No,
box?
no, it's new in box on Sprue. So it's like,
Damn,
yeah, it's rough. It's hard to part with because I'm like,
I know.
I bought Titanicus specifically to do at cons, so I have like two of everything
Yep.
because I
Sorry.
was gonna build it up and then just hey, you guys show up, you pick you know you don't need anything.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have
You
it
don't.
all.
Yep. That's
So,
the way to do it if you want to get people
sorry,
into it.
guys. I stepped away briefly. I had a bathroom related issue,
Uh
and we're good now. So I came
I hope
back in.
everything came out okay.
I mean, you know,
oh.
but I see in the chat
I got
somebody
these really
said
sweet.
Shadespeezy failed us. Is the AI saying we don't talk enough about Shadespire?
Yeah,
It said the side games. Yeah, was one of them.
and actually, K.R. Quinn. Now that you mention it, Art ran Mordheim. I
Yeah.
played Mordheim over at Bourbon Bolters. He was
Yep.
running Mordheim every night.
Yeah.
Well,
And Haspel was like, I don't want to play this dumbass game. And 5 minutes later, I'm in the corner and I hear Haspel's ass laughing his fucking ass off playing that game.
so
I
good,
hadn't
dude.
played it in like decades, so I was like, I don't know
Literally.
if I want to play Mordheim. And then I was back in it.
So here's the barely touched gaps.
I like that.
Narrative play, small format 40K formats, combat patrol leagues, boarding actions, and then I mentioned the Coliseum game, the play on tabletop. That might be fun to talk about. And obviously, this is for everybody listening too. Like, what would you like to hear us talk about? Like drop it in chat, and so we can kind of get some ideas for more topics to talk about when there isn't bourbon and bolters or news or you know GW talking about females, which we're not going to
That's
talk about on here,
I saw your analytics page. That was shocking.
bro. Some of them Facebook posts had nearly 1,000 comments, and I'm just like, this isn't
Wow.
healthy. This isn't healthy for y'all. I'm sorry.
so
Yikes.
so
Uh,
so is do we have to talk more about hobby too?
yeah, so that was the weird thing. So skill clinics, movement, deployment, target priority trading, blah blah blah. I mean, there's no point to that until 11th comes out. Hobby that is practical, which I was like, huh. So like specific workflows, basing, transporting your minis,
Oh
event
wow.
prep, um, airbrushing like 101s. Like we do the AMAs, but we don't have a like do this
We
then
always
that.
feel like we can only do like one a year because we feel like it's not real content. And
I mean, I would argue that it's evergreen content.
yeah, so realistically we don't do as many as we think we do.
Mm-hmm. Faction deep dives on neglected factions. Obviously, we have our favorites that we haven't talked about over the
Fuck. So we
years.
got to get deeper in the lore, more into our favorites, talk more about hobby.
Hmm.
Is that accurate? Is that what the chat wants?
I
What,
mean, that's what they say our gaps are. I don't know. I don't know what chat wants.
do we just keep talking about Talladega Nights and taking fart jokes, or
That seems safe.
yeah?
I mean, there's like a lot of things like time management. Like these are specific topics now. I'll get into it, like, um, deployment wins, like turn zero wins. Just like, I mean, obviously you can't draw line of sight across the whole board anymore. The way it is. So like, there's definitely some tactics to that. Stop shooting at the wrong thing. Uh, Build a scoring plan, because you can't rolling good can't score. Like it used to be, oh, you just got to roll better, but now you're like, that's not going to help you on scoring.
Yeah.
Um, Stuff to do between events. I don't know, fixing people's list. I don't know if that's something we want to get into.
No, we're definitely more on the hobby side and the lore side,
Hmm.
with some light,
Um,
with some light advice.
hmm I'm just kind of skimming through all these.
Favorite factions, that's cool. Like,
I actually got a couple games in with my Grey Knights, so that was fun.
yeah,
Hmm.
I got 3 games, and that's way more than I normally get. It's like wow. Kara Quinn says, "I think you're fine. It's like a weekly show that doesn't focus on one aspect. I like that. I could watch hobby channels for hobby, tactical for tactics.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I always think like this. Me personally, I mean, let me know what you guys think, but like, the site Spiky Bits has always been like just a shit I thought was cool,
Hmm.
or like what I was doing. Like if I thought it was
that's how it
cool,
started. Yeah,
yeah, and like people read it, and if they kept coming back, they thought it was cool too. So or like some news and stuff, and it's kind of like the evening news. Like you have your segments, you have your what's going on, you have your like, hey, this is your like meat and potatoes, and then you get into like some deep dives on shit. It's never like quite the same thing every day or every
but
week.
to Kara Quinn's point, as a basically a variety show,
Yeah,
there are some varieties we are
Yep.
failing to touch on.
true.
It's I don't think we need to dedicate any amount of our time to any one of these subjects, but we definitely need to incorporate them into our normal flow because we do have a flow. So in order to increase our overall level of variety, this is a good exercise.
Yeah.
Like I like the idea of discussing more about these topics that we're all hella interested in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that's a really fun exercise, man. I'd like, and I also heard recently that somebody really liked our controversial um, army painter wash episode because they got to hear about like like actual like procedures.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
because like how the old army painter
Yeah. And
used
so
this coffee stain and
I would never think that's interesting in a million years, but maybe I'm too
true.
close to it. So this is a fun exercise, and I'd like look. I think we should pursue this list.
I think there's definitely some winners and maybe some stuff that we never ever actually do. Like, but
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, like we some loose tactic stuff. Yeah, that's cool. Like I mean, like for example, like stop shooting at the wrong thing. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good. That's almost a public service announcement, right?
yep.
Like that's easily covered. Like planning your scoring out, easily covered. Public service
Hmm.
announcement. You know,
And yeah, I agree. There's definitely some things we can cover, some frameworks like, hey, or even, we could do, hey, let's talk about the new codex or the new update or what have you, like doing a little bit of a deep dive on it. Um, but I don't feel like we need to deep dive that stuff. At least just talk about it conversationally seems to be more than enough, maybe.
yeah, agreed. I do think that the show has evolved for the decade we've been doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and I like where we are, and
Mhm.
as Kara Quinn attested, and so I wouldn't want to hijack our mojo with one of these topics, but I would like to be loosely aware of it when we create show notes and generate show notes. We have a couple new categories to
Yeah.
I'm here
add.
for it.
Like Satana or a problem. LOL. Kara Quinn says.
We knew that was happening.
There have been problems since the first day someone put one on the table in like 4th edition.
Yep. If I had to guess, the
My entire Necron strategy in 4th edition was dropping the Deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
I would start the Deceiver as far forward as I could and then drop my monolith onto their lines so they would be pushed forward into the Deceiver. It was
And that dude like fell forward, right? Like
yeah,
like I was
Yep.
like, oh my god,
it was
Get out.
terrible.
get off me, psycho! Like,
It was terrible.
he's a problem.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's mostly the show. And
Yep.
Anything else? How long?
Uh,
Somebody said it's only been 10 years.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we were somewhere else for a year or two, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I think we're like 9 years on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was our first podcast was May 15th, 2015, is what it said.
Yeah. Wow. So 11 years.
Yeah,
Close
I
to
mean,
it.
we've been podcasting as a crew
For
11
longer.
years,
Yeah.
for 11
Yeah.
for longer
Mhm.
than that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
2000. Yeah, so 2013. Some shit.
Yeah, as a crew, sure.
Yeah. So we've been in the game for a hot second. Like yeah. Wargame Studios in chat. What's up, brother? Kara Quinn, Oz Jedi. So that's it. That's it. It's a good recap. Mike Haspel, you got anything to take us out on?
I said, I need you to lay down suppressing fire with the incinerators and then fall back by squads to the APC.
What a classic.
Yep.
Is that Predator?
No.
Nope.
Alien?
Aliens.
Aliens. Second one.
Second one.
Yep.
The best one.
That one slapped.
Probably.
I was a big fan of that second one.
Yeah, that one was good.
All right, let's set up a couple of raids while we're here. Thanks everyone listening to the live show while we're here. Thanks everyone. We can do our
Who's
normal
on?
raid. Barely Battle Ready's on. We can hit him up.
Oh, dude, we're about to get snow again, like actual snow, supposedly.
Oh no, your terrarium.
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
All right, let's bring some love over to Barely Battle Ready.
I know you guys get. Well, you don't get snow, Kenny. I know Haskell gets snow.
It was
Yeah.
cold as shit. It was like 39 or some shit the other day, baby.
Unassociated with everything, Henry Cavill just dropped the first 2 sneak peek pictures from Highlander. He looks like Connor McLeod. So,
Excellent.
yeah, looks good.
Furious Seth, thank you for the dono. We're
Oh
in
yeah,
our-
we'll be next Thursday.
That's right. Maybe I might have something on next Thursday, so we might have to discuss that more over the weekend.
Oh, no.
Okay. Let me know.
Oh, no.
Have your cats call my cats.
If my cats call your cats. We're setting that rate up, guys. Bring the length, the girth,
Yeah,
and the
everything's-
positivity.
Heading over there.
It's passing out.